right here will make you feel real good. This right here can help you change your life. Like
this your boy Durham, Big Husky Robo, doing it live all the way big right here in Mansfield, Texas at Mansfield High School. We got one of the greatest. She's gonna be the greatest at all times when it's all said and done. We're gonna show some love to my buddy, my friend, Coach Natasha Stewart. Tell us a little bit about you so we can get up to now. Tell us a little bit about you from back in the day.
Okay, back in the day. I am from West Texas,
okay.
Small town called Childress. Probably don't know where that is, but it's in the country, so you need to know. I graduated from a 3A high school and went on to play college ball at West Texas A&M for 4 years. Went to small school because I was a home baby. I was also a teen mom, and my mother was a big support system for me, so she stayed close, allowed me to stay close, or she stayed close in order for me to go to school and do what I needed to do on the basketball side of things. Came from a single parent home pretty much. The basketball scholarship is what allowed me basically to get where I am today. Mom wouldn't have been able to afford to send me off to school on her own, but the basketball scholarship allowed me to go to school for 4 years with no expense. I always knew I wanted to teach and coach, and obviously playing basketball has kind of laid the path for me to be able to do that on the coaching side. At West Texas, we won 3 out of 4 conference championships. We lost 18 total games the 4 years that I played there. I was an academic All-American. I was a Kodak All-American. I was a Lone Star Conference MVP a couple of years. I was South Central Regional MVP a couple of years. I was also the NCAA Texas Woman of the Year, which put me in the pool to be a nominee for the National Woman of the Year. I did not win the National Woman of the Year, but I had an amazing experience in Kansas, actually Missouri that year. And as soon as I graduated from West Texas, I went on and was an assistant coach at Howard College for a year. I knew I didn't want to do the junior college thing for too long because you have to recruit so many kids every single year, and that required you to be gone for a lot. Home a lot. And at that time, again, I was a single parent. So I was there for a year, then I went on to Emporia State University in Kansas, which was another Division II. I played Division II, so I kind of stayed with the Division II thing. Went to Emporia, Kansas. Had great 3 years as an assistant there. It was a phenomenal program. Won the conference almost actually every year that I was there. I won the conference, so I got a lot of great experience under Brandon Schneider, who's actually the son of the coach that I played for in college. Because I played for one of the greatest in Bob Schneider. I mean, he's in the record books. You know him.
So you actually got to. So what you're saying is, your adversity led you here. I do remember you mentioning that you were a single mom. But it seems as if you didn't let that stop you. No. You picked up where you left off and just went on, and now you're head coach here. So what does that do for you when you get kids who you know have slipped into that realm, you know, and they've gotten those type of adverse situations? What do you do as far as being a coach, and how do you deal with that?
Well, I certainly am the kind of individual that allows or try to make people understand, especially young girls. Your past doesn't dictate your future. You are in complete control of all of it. Now, granted, I had to have a support system, obviously, and I was very fortunate that I did have my mother to help push me along and get me through. And a lot of people are embarrassed by it, and I'm not embarrassed by it. I was by no means a promiscuous girl. I was in a situation in which I dated the wrong individual. I dated the wrong individual. I did, and allowed him to persuade me, you know, in ways that I shouldn't have been persuaded, but it happened. I knew what I needed to do. I knew I needed my mom in order to do that. And as a matter of fact, I was a pretty strong, I was a straight A student. I was very good in basketball. And people thought I was motivated prior to me becoming a teen mom. And man, that motivation just skyrocketed. So I try to use my past to let people know you don't have to become a statistic, because I could have very easily have become one. But I was bound and determined not to allow that to happen. And again, I was able to use the basketball scholarship, my support system, to just allow me to keep moving and not, you know, that setback was just what it was. It was a setback, but it also set me up for a major comeback.
So your setback was a comeback.
It was definitely a comeback.
We about to shout right now. I'm going to church on that one. So, okay, now we're here. Now we're here at Mansfield. legacy. And when everybody looks at you, they must see the legacy, but they also must see the very brand new journey.
Right.
What is the brand new journey for you and your kids?
Well, I tell you, a lot of people were intimidated by the fact that Samantha Morrow had come in and that she had done what she did with the Mansfield High School basketball program when there was only one high school town, 4 state championships. It's hard for a team to win 1 state championship, not to mention 4. That, however, was not a deterring factor for me. I know that I'm good at what I do, and I knew that when I was offered this position, Mansfield had taken a turn that wasn't a good turn. When all the splits took place, the first one being Summit and Mansfield, Mansfield and I was hurt drastically by that. Summit kind of continued on, with that athleticism and the same type of teams they always had. And Mansfield kind of suffered a little bit. So when I took the program over 5 years after that first split, they hit in the gutter. And when I took the position, I did one thing. I went home and said, Lord, what have I done?
Yeah, I did some church.
Yeah,
I'm saying I came back from the pregnancy.
And then I left Kennedale from a very good basketball program to come over to take the Mansfield High School program, and it was for a career thing. Is what it was, because the basketball position also came with the athletic coordinator position. Okay. And ultimately, I do want to be an athletic director, so I thought, okay, I'm going to leave a really good basketball team. It's probably going to be in the state tournament next season, because we had gone 2 years from area, and then in that second year we were in the regional championship, and I had every kid coming back. Wow. So I knew what was going to happen with Kennedale that following season, just before I took this job. But that didn't, I've always learned you don't stay for kids and you don't leave because of kids. So I had to do what I needed to do for my career, because I know where I want to go with this thing. And the basketball position and the athletic director or athletic coordinator position was very attractive to me. I came over and immediately got busy looking at videos, and I grinned because when I was in the interview, I told both the principal and the athletic director, you can't tell me in the state of Texas they're going to take 4 teams to the playoffs and we won't make the playoffs every single year. And they kind of looked at me and said, do you realize we haven't been in the playoffs? We hadn't won many district games since the split. And I said, you can't tell me if the state of Texas is going to take 4 teams to the playoffs that we won't be one of those teams every year. And we've been one of those teams every single season. Now, granted, my very first year we went 2 rounds deep, and every year thereafter we've only gone a round deep, and that's not enough for me. There's not a lot of expectation for basketball where Mansfield High School is concerned anymore, because we don't get the same clientele that the other high schools get. Okay. Our program is very respected because we're very competitive with everybody that we play. Right. My kids work very hard. They will run through the wall if I ask them to. They understand the defense side of the game. It might hurt a little bit. But the result, the winning that they've been able to do makes believers out of them. But now I'm ready to take another step. To make the playoffs, to get to the first round and then get beat out, it's not enough for me. I'm a winner. I come from a winning program. I've been a winner as a player. I've been a winner as a coach prior to coming to Mansfield, and I keep saying I'm not going to become a loser, not become complacent with being average and middle of the road, because that's where we are right now. There's no reason that we can't take a step or two and become a contender for a district championship. Okay, that was the goal. Let's get into the playoffs. But being one of the top 4 teams in the district, that's not that hard to me anymore. Let's be one of the top people in the district. Let's be the top individual in the district, and let's win a district championship. Let's get deeper into the playoffs. That's where I want to go with this program, and that's where I'm hoping that the expectations for Mansfield Lady Tiger basketball will become not just from me, but for our individual players, for our team collectively, and then for this community as a whole. I kind of laughed that first year that we made it to the playoffs, because one of the newspaper articles said something about they're back. And I thought that was catchy and it was pretty cute, but okay, the cuteness is over now. They're back, but what are you doing when they're back? Let's not just be back. Let's keep going. Let's take it another step.
So you're not content. You're not content with just making the playoffs. That's okay, but we can do better because you know your squad. So let me ask you, what type of player as a coach do you like to coach?
I like the players, number one, who are coachable. That's the first thing. If you're not coachable, it doesn't matter what a coach says to you, and you could be beating a dead horse, right, and you still not get the results that you want. So you got to be coachable, and then you have to have a work ethic. You don't have to be the most athletic team. I don't believe that, because I played as a high school athlete as well as in the collegiate level. We weren't always the most athletic team, but we were very well coached. We had a super work ethic, and we all had one common goal. And I think if you can get those three things, along with a player or two in there, I'm not saying you can do it without athletes, but you don't have to have a team full of them. If you get one or two sprinkled in there, and then you got support players, and then you got everybody on page with what is the common goal for the season, everybody has a work ethic, and then the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit from there, and then everybody's coachable, and everybody understands, whatever it is that we're doing. It may hurt in the moment, but it's going to be good for us. I think that you can do a world of things with that.
Wow. So, okay, you're doing camps, setting up for the season. Everybody's looking at Mansfield now. Everybody's, don't have the target on their back.
Right.
But everybody is well aware that you're gunning for them. What's in the back of coach's mind as the season begins and you begin to start this newest journey with this season, 2011, 2012? I'm getting ready to go in here and I'm getting ready to step. And I'm not coming in, I'm not knocking on the door. We're going to knock it down.
Right.
What's in your mindset?
Well, one of the things that I made it very clear to our kids before they even left for the summer, we lost one individual this past year. The excuses are over. We're going to be loaded with a class of seniors next season, as well as some experienced underclassmen. We'll still have quite a few underclassmen, but they're all going to be experienced because we endured several injuries this past season that put some kids in positions that have to get minutes that they probably wouldn't have gotten had those injuries not occurred, but they did. So the excuses are over.
Right.
They're gone. Our seniors are expected to step up and give us the leadership that we need. They are to give us the offense and the defense. Our role players are to come in and do what they need to do. We need one individual to come up on our team. So there's not going to be a whole lot of reteaching. None of that stuff is going to be going on. The foundation has been laid. Now it's, what are you really about? Okay? What are you really about? You know what I'm about, and it's time for them to take on my personality. I'm a competitor to no end. I'm a competitor in everything that I do in my life. And just doing it is not enough for me. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it 100%. I'm going to give my best, and I want results. I don't just want to be okay and average. Anybody can be average. Okay? But it takes an exceptional individual to go above and beyond that.